episode in the series of how to build a mutual fund portfolio. In this series, we speak about everything from understanding basic concepts of mutual funds to selecting the right mutual fund to monitoring it and redeeming it. In today's episode, specifically, I'm going to talk about the risks and advantages associated with equity mutual funds. I believe that only if we understand these risks properly will we stay invested in equity mutual funds. Otherwise, when the risks become reality, we may want panic and want to exit the mutual funds. So let's understand these risks, let's stay invested, and then we can reap the advantages, which are quite good and which are many. Let's look at risks in equity mutual funds in a little more detail. The first thing we need to understand is that the returns are not insured or guaranteed, and past performance does not guarantee future performance. Yes, we can look at past performance of a fund and compare it with other funds to understand how it has performed. It is a good indicator of the quality of the scheme, but it does not mean that it will continue to give the returns which it gave in the past. It could give more also, yes, but it could give less also. So we need to monitor the performance periodically. Let's look at profiling risk. The profile of an investor with respect to his risk means that how much risk can he or she take. Most investors are conservative. We are used to fixed deposits and ULIPs. So equity mutual funds are more riskier than this. So by nature we are more conservative. Some people can take higher risk and some people can take very high risk. But when we look at returns of equity mutual funds and we see that the more risky schemes can give higher returns, many investors are willing to take that risk. So, because right now the risk is only on paper. However, once these risks become reality and the value of the mutual fund starts dropping, then those investors tend to panic and exit these investments, which is the opposite of what should be done. When we have to stay the course, we have to wait till our investments get the kind of returns that we are looking at, and then we can exit. So I would always recommend that new investors start off conservatively with smaller amounts in less risky schemes. Once they understand the workings of mutual funds, they see the transparency involved and how it reacts, then they should definitely look at investing larger amounts and in riskier schemes. Another type of risk that we need to be aware of is the market risk. The stock markets fluctuate due to a lot of factors. We are seeing the latest fluctuation because of the coronavirus. So we've seen markets dropped rapidly in March, started picking up towards the end of April, and in this last 2 weeks have picked up very rapidly. So there is a possibility that mutual funds can be caught in a decline, and at that time you may have to exit and then you will have to face some or loss of some or all the invested amount. So this risk should be considered and it should make us more cautious, it should make us more proactive, and it should make us monitor these investments periodically so that we are not caught at a wrong time. Another type of risk that an investor could face is concentration risk. That's nothing but concentrating investments in one particular scheme or one sector or theme like emerging markets or FMCG or pharma. If this particular scheme or sector is not doing well, then it could cause a principal loss to the investor. So it's better to diversify your funds as well and take investments only in sectors if you're very confident about it and monitor it very, very carefully. The chances that your profits will be huge is there if the scheme or the sector does really well, but losses also can be pronounced. So I believe that we should first protect ourselves from major losses and then look at investments that will give us good returns. The last type of major risk an investor could face is a country risk. That is, if he has invested into a fund that further purchases foreign stocks or invest into a foreign fund, and that foreign investment could decline because of political changes there or instability. For example, US tech stocks are doing very well, but at the same time the rate of coronavirus cases is very rapid there. This could lead to long-term economic instability in US, and so the money you're putting in today could decline. So we need to monitor this as well carefully and ensure that the risk does not become so great that our investments are declining rapidly. So those were the risks involved with equity mutual funds. I know I painted a slightly grim picture, but let's also look at the advantages of equity mutual funds. Like I said, there are many. The first is you get portfolio diversification by investing in equity mutual funds. That is, with a small investment, you can get a diversified portfolio. Why? Because when you put your money into a mutual fund, it further gets split among many stocks and shares. So that way you are not putting your eggs in one basket, you're putting it in different baskets. What does this mean? That even if a couple of shares go down, but hopefully the bulk of the shares which are there in the portfolio will give an upward growth, and therefore you will less likely lose money and more likely make money. And that's what fund managers and the teams do. They work on picking up stocks and sectors which will do well. Now, even if we have to compare this with direct investments in stocks, the direct investment in stocks comes with more risk because it's quite volatile, it's not long term. And the second thing is that the costs involved are also higher. Equity mutual funds are affordable, yet at the same time give you diversified investing. Next is capital appreciation. That means whatever principal you put in should go up. And this is the primary benefit of equity fund investment, because we are investing into funds that invest in shares which are listed on the stock exchange. And we are talking about 6,000-7,000 of the best companies in India which are grown so big that they are listed on the stock exchange. Each of these companies is trying to grow, earn profit, increase their market share, etc. And hopefully the market price of the stock will increase, and therefore the principal that you have invested will increase in value. And just to compare with a fixed deposit, if you're getting a 7% interest rate with your fixed deposit, but your inflation is say 5%, you're earning only 2% in real returns. An equity mutual fund should comfortably give you at some time 10% or 12% plus. That means you're getting 5 to 7% over and above inflation, and that is why nobody can ignore equity mutual fund investments. Another good facility which comes with mutual funds is the ability to have systematic or regular investments. This is called systematic investment plan. It's like a recurring deposit. In a recurring deposit, you can invest any amount on a particular date. It automatically sweeps it out from your account. Same thing happens in mutual funds. It makes it very simple for a beginner to invest. So you don't have to time the market, you don't have to see whether it's up or down. On a particular date, the money gets deducted from your account. And as I said earlier, you can do it with a small amount. So this is ideal for beginners to test the waters and understand the workings of mutual funds. So what it also does is that over time, when you are putting money into mutual funds, you build a habit. Okay, on so and so date my money is going to go, so I need to block that money and keep it safe for my investment. This helps you to develop a regular habit of investing, and when you see the wealth created over a long period of time, you will want to put in more money. Liquidity. Now, equity mutual funds are very liquid in nature. This is a common misconception that when you enter into a mutual fund, there could be some lock-in. It might be difficult to take out the money. What are the fees? What are the penalties involved? The opposite is true. They are very liquid. First of all, it's very easy to open a mutual fund. Once you do your KYC with one mutual fund, you can invest with any other fund, vis-a-vis a bank where with every account that you open, you have to prove your KYC. Now, you can stop, and this is very important. You can stop and or redeem your investments at any time. So say you have 5,000 rupees going every month into a fund, there's 60,000 rupees. You can stop this at any point of time. Nobody is going to hold you accountable for it. You can redeem the money at any point of time, or you can take out the money and let the investment continue also. It is that flexible, except for equity linked savings scheme, which is your tax saving, which has a 3-year lock-in. But any other equity mutual fund can be stopped or redeemed at any time. You can also invest more into equity funds. So you have an SIP of 5,000 rupees going every month. You got a bonus of say 15,000 rupees. You want to put that, you can put that also in at any point of time, just like your bank account. So it's very flexible. What this allows is that it gives you good control over your investment. You can take out the money when you want to, you can stop it, you can switch it. All these facilities are there. Another important benefit is the tax benefit that the Government of India provides. This is for equity linked saving schemes, that is the tax saver schemes of equity mutual funds. If you invest into the equity linked savings scheme, you can deduct up to 1,50,000 rupees from your taxable income. So it is ideal for people if they have any gap over and above their EPF, Employee Provident Fund, and if they have children going to school and there is a tuition fee, any gap over and above that can be made up through this ELSS scheme. Capital gains taxation. This is also one of the reasons why people like equity mutual funds, because if you hold the units of the scheme for more than a year, then the profit that you make on that is called LTCG, or long term capital gains. And LTCG above 1 lakh rupees is taxed only at 10%. So this means that if today, July 2020, you put in 1 lakh rupees, July 2021 you sold it, you made, say on 1 lakh you made 2,50,000, the sale value is 2,50,000. That means your gain is 1,50,000 rupees. Will you be taxed for 1,50,000 rupees? No, you will be taxed only for the gain over and above 1 lakh. That is 50,000 rupees is what you will be taxed on at 10%. So this makes it very attractive for investors to invest into equity mutual funds. If you hold the scheme of the period for only 1 year or lesser, then if you earn a profit, that is called short term capital gains, that is taxed at 15%. So still not bad, but ideal holding period is 1 year plus. But typically in equity mutual funds, we also advise people to look at a minimum horizon of 3 years going to 5 to 7 years. So I hope I was able to explain the risks and advantages associated with equity mutual funds. If you have any queries, please do leave a comment or contact me on any of my contact points, and I'd be happy to get back to you. Right? So stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.